호라이즌 포비든 웨스트 이어서 진행할게요. 오메가 클리언스를 획득을 했죠. 그 오메가 클리언스를 이제 갖다 주러 내가 쓸어. 쟤는 또 뭐 대화할 게 있나?
May we speak?
From the look on your face, I'd say the mission was a success.
얍.
I got Omega clearance. Is everyone ready to head out to Cauldron Gemini?
As soon as you give the word.
Did Alva make it here all right?
Our new Quen friend. The moment she laid eyes on the archives, she jumped on them like a long leg.
Sounds about right. Now that I have Omega clearance, we can grab Hephaestus and finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once. Once Gaia is back up and running, I expect you to put all your training to good use.
The seeds have been planted. All they need is a chance to bloom.
왜?
I thought that was pretty good. Zoe liked it.
I'm glad you and Zoe found each other.
그래, 잘
Don't forget,
만났어.
You're to blame for that.
I should go get this to Gaia.
Of course. Let us know when we're needed.
그다음 너 조? 할 말 있어?
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we had here, she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place since.
Sounds like Alva.
Oh, I also wanted to give you this.
이거 뭔데?
For helping with the land gods. Plainsong is in your debt.
Thank you, Zoe.
You deserve much more for all you've done. May the land always bloom in your steps.
And yours? How to go with the chorus after we fixed the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head. But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad. You deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them. Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they used to cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths.
거품 목욕.
Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
차 한잔 하는 것도 괜찮지.
I assume you've been looking into Demeter now that Gaia's merged with it?
Yes, it's been humbling to know that the seeds I carry in this pouch came in turn from the seeds saved for Demeter in the old world. It gives me hope that the cycle of life will prevail now, just as it did before.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
널렸지 그런 거야.
I need to get going.
Right. You've retrieved the Omega clearance. That means we'll be going after Hephaestus soon. I'll make sure my gear's ready.
뭘 선물로 줬나요? 우타로 파수꾼. 오. 그래요. 뭐 주면 좋지. 주면 좋지.
There she is. I hear you found Thebes. How was it?
Maniacs, lava, what's not to like?
I'll remember that next time I go traveling.
At least I got what we needed to trap Hephaestus.
Good thing I got my gear ready then.
망치만 있으면 되잖아 너는.
You look tired.
Ha! You're never one to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend. You've been looking at any interesting data?
I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back, and she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I played strike with him.
오,
I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it.
이기지 못했나 보네. 이겼으면 죽었을 텐데.
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous.
걔는 쓰던
But
애니까.
I can see why you two hit it off.
걔는 원래 쓸 줄 알잖아. 약간 윈도우 10이랑 윈도우 95 정도 차이지.
I should get going.
As soon as you want us heading out to those cauldrons.
I'll give you the heads up.
오케이.
Aloy,
아유,
there are more supplies in the chest.
어,
Help yourself.
내 거.
Aloy,
Right to work, I see.
there's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing. And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
you're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector.
에?
Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners. Peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
동생을 만날 일은 없겠네요. 게임에서.
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CEO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Pharaoh, whom we considered the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Pharaoh, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CEO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Pharaoh, the renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
나중에 여기 관련된 내용이 좀 나올 것 같은데 DLC든 아니면 3편이든 황제가 따로 있네요.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse. But nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yep.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy. And many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
죽었겠지.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobeck, but even so, you're different.
Yeah, we are.
많이 다르지.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
I need to get going, but if you need anything,
All I need is to help you succeed in your mission. The plan Gaia told me about, to capture Hephaestus, it will help set things right.
I hope so.
Then I will do whatever I can. I promise.
얘가 되게 순해요, 쟤는. 말 걸면은 퀘스트인가?
Aloy, well met. We've been briefed on our mission, and are ready whenever you wish to head to Cauldron Gemini. There is something I've been meaning to discuss with you. It's personal. If you have a moment to spare.
뭐지?
Found anything interesting during your training?
Gaia told me where to find data on how wars were waged in the old world. I knew the 10 fought against machines, much as we do now, but it seems they were among the last of their kind. Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tanakh have the courage to put their lives on the line when conflicts arise.
There is nobility in that. But maybe we just need fewer conflicts in the first place.
Yes, of course. Hikaru would have it so as well.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris and pointless death.
That about sums it up. What do Tanakhs do to relax? You know, to take a break from training?
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, Erend, is surprisingly good at it. Although
그래?
he has yet to beat me. It helps one think strategically. Hones the mind for tactics.
Somehow that still sounds like training. Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tanakh. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
이거 먼저 해주죠. 네.
You said there was something you wanted to talk about?
뭔데?
I've been speaking with Gaia. She mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was
의수?
wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You want to make yourself a new arm?
Yes. Gaia insists she can help me build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believes these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
I have to go now.
Then do not let me keep you.
I'll call you when I'm near the Zenith lab. We'll get what you need for that new arm of yours.
Thank you, Aloy.
의수는 못 참는데. 의수는 못 참아요. 의수는 해줘야겠어. 일단 대화만 마저 끝내고 그럼 이제 베타랑만 얘기하면 되나? 올 때마다 헷갈려. 이거 내려가는 길 어디 있어?
So this Hephaestus, he's like Gaia's own personal black.
Yeah, a very angry one.
That's like my uncle Lawrence.
어디야? 이씨, 올 때마다 헷갈린다니까.
Box your ears if you messed with his forge.
내려가는 계단 어디 있어? 그냥 올라가는 것만 있고 내려가는 게 없지? 아닌데. 여긴가? 아닌데 이거 나가는 건데.
This is gonna take a while to read.
씨. 이상하네. 일단 내 방 좀. 혹시 없네요. 혹시 없네요. 혹시 없네. 정해. 요것도 정해 빼고는 그냥 빼줄까? 모르겠다. 아니 내려가는 길은 어디야? 여긴가?
Don't forget all that dirt.
아 이거 아예 떨어지는 데인데? 이거 말고 내려가는 계단. 올라가는 계단이고, 아니 내려가는 계단. 여기 있다, 여기 있다. 왜 이렇게 저게 눈에 안 들어오지 이게? 뭐야? 못 들어가네. 원래 여기 있을 텐데. 한번 우리 팔만 들어주러.
Zenith lab is. Kotalo thinks he can find what he needs to build himself a new arm in there. I should try contacting him. Let him know I'm here.
많이 쓰니까 많이 만들어 놓고.
No crunch under my boots.
코탈로 호출.
Hey, Kotalo? I'm at the Zenith lab. Ready to come over?
I'm on my way. Aloy, I appreciate you meeting me here.
I'm happy to help. Did Gaia mention where exactly in the Zenith lab we'd find what you need?
She mentioned the chamber where you found Beta, and the database that lies within. She said it'll help us find the knowledge and components I require to build a new arm.
At least we know where to look. We will have to be quick about it, in case the Zeniths are watching.
Understood.
오, 여기를 또 한 번 가야 되는구나.
The lab's up this way.
한 팔로 근데 올라갈 수 있어? 안 될 것 같은데 어떻게 올라가? 한 팔로? 야, 파란 쪽으로 어떻게 올라가?
I got this.
와, 대박이다. 팔 하나인데 어떻게 올라가지?
Machines. They're scrapping the specters for parts.
어?
Should we dispose of them?
Or we can sneak past them. Machines resistant to fire.
최상위 스크래퍼. 붉은 눈 와초. 뭐야, 셰러코도 있었어? 최상위 셰러코. 셰러코는 좀 부담인데요. 쉴드 때문에. 뭐야? 뼈? 나무. 여기다. 쉴드부터 깨야 돼. 쉴드. 총은 됐어. 쉴드부터. 발전기도 깨면 좋고. 무릎 쏴. 쉴드 깨. 됐어. 쉴드 깼으면 아무것도 아니야 이거.
Entrance to the lab is by that tunnel. Come on.
쉴드 깨지면 아무것도 아니지. 잠깐 파밍 좀 하고 가자. 아, 이거 빠른 이동팩 만드느라고 지금 나무를 다 썼어. 아까 거기서 만들고 올걸. 응? 혹시 나무 있나? 나무? 나무. 안에 들어가면 나무도 없단 말이야. 여기 나무 캐가야 돼. 그 안에 들어가면 나무가 없어요. 아, 못해도 한 50개는 있어야 될 것 같은데. 됐다. 이 정도면 되겠지? 안 되면 뭐 다른 활 쏘면 되니까. 다른 탄약으로 커버하면 되니까.
The anime did this?
Hard to believe, but yeah.
Enemies up ahead.
Fast as the sound
Oh,
of
oh, oh.
hammers.
잠깐만. 어디있냐? 왜 스캔이 안 되니? 넘어 있는 게 스캔이 안 되네. 최상위 스크래퍼. 스크래퍼 2마리. 2마리 끝? 아니야. 창이 세져서 그런가? 얘네가 원래 이렇게 한방 컷이었나요? 응. 은신 한방 컷이었나? 잠깐만, 난이도 맞는데? 한방 컷?
We better get a move on. The room we found Beta in is up ahead.
Lead the way.
아. 스캔이 안 돼.
Another victory. Let us seek the next.
내 돌멩이. 또 뭐가 있을지 모르니까.
Is that it down there?
Yep, we better make our way down there. We're here. Now we just need to find a way to access the database Guy was talking about.
Varl mentioned you found Beta in one of those pods. I would hate to be locked up inside such a thing. Barely room to breathe.
암호? 암호? 아니야? 273이었나? 뭐였지?
I think I found what we're looking for.
Let's hope it holds the answers we seek.
아, 이거에 쓰는 거구나.
I'll download the database to your Focus so you can search through it later.
What about the components?
They should be somewhere on the... Spectres!
For the fallen marshal!
어우. 오우. 오이씨. 일로와 일로와 일로와. 넓은 데서 해. 어딨어? 응? 산성. 오이씨. 잘 가.
The Zeniths might send reinforcements. We need to finish up and get out of here. The components should be somewhere on the second floor.
I'm right behind you.
한 마리가 여기서 죽었나? 어? 부품 찾기. 산성 무기가 있으면 좀 더 쉽게 잡았을 텐데 산성이 없어서. 있긴 있는데 이제 쓸만한 산성 무기가 없어서. 사실 그냥 무기를 그냥 바꾸면 되거든요. 근데 귀찮아서 그런 거예요. 이 위에 있다고? 위에 있대. 위로 올라가야 돼. 일단 여기로 들어가서 위로 올라가라고? 길이 어디일까? 분명히 올라갔었는데 예전에. 여기는 아니었어. 여기까지 가는 건 맞고, 여기서 위로 올라가야 되는데 여기 있네? 여기다.
We need to search the entire floor.
I'll keep a lookout. Don't want any more surprises.
Good idea.
남마의 연구실, 연구 실험실.
A vent. Might be a way out of this room.
벤트가 어딨어? 음? 아니 내려가.
Components have to be here somewhere. Please tell me the components are in there.
가차.
I should go back and give these to Kotalo.
나왔어.
You found the components?
See for yourself.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
Something wrong?
I was just thinking about what it will be like after I build the arm. Will I feel different? Whole again? Idle thoughts. They can wait until we're back at base.
You go on ahead. I might want to take one more look around, in case there's anything useful.
Very well. I look forward to putting what we found to good use. Walk with the 10.
유용한 거? 그런 게 있을까요? 다 먹은 거 같은데? 여기 뭐 있나? 예전에 왔던 길 같은데 여기 심지어 잠겨있네. 뭐야? 나도 갈래. 나도 돌아갈래. 의수가 어떻게 돼 있을지 궁금하네요. 의수 모습이. 아직 안 돼 있으려나?
I'm quite certain that it's a unique situation.
The 10 road machines too, in a way.
일단 아직 없네.
My blade is ready.
You wanted to talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to test it. And I want you to be there.
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but I'm not sure I understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
아니 왜 지금 안 끼고
Like I
있어?
said, I'll call you when I'm close to Regala's old outpost near the bulwark.
May the 10 guide your way.
May the 10 guide your way. 의수 보고 싶은데 빨리 보자. 여기까지요? 일단 가보죠.
The snowfall is blanketing the way.
좋다. 맞네. 사실 뭐 이게 천지에 널린 게 이게 널린 게 나무긴 한데 요철목. 막상 또 이렇게 뭉쳐 있는 거 찾기가 그렇게 막 쉽지는 않아 또.
I think this is where Kotalo wanted to test out his new arm. Even though he didn't say how exactly.
피나처만 찍고요.
No one is climbing that mountain. Not even me. Close to Nocthra, right. I would need to fly to find out what happened to Fruit.
그리고 잠깐 좀 시간 좀 아침으로 이걸로 뭐 의수 끼고 애들 때려잡는 거 보여주려고 하나?
Hey, Kotalo. I'm by the Tremor Tusk site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly. Thank you for waiting.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Follow me, please.
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider this my revenge.
Fair enough.
This is it.
What am I looking at?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
뭔데?
All right, talk to me, Kotalo.
I wish to test the arm on that. It has menaced the valley for some time.
스코처.
More than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
I'm honored to help.
오. 괜찮은데?
After you. Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Freeze that machine.
스코처. 전기 약점이네요. 아, 뭐야? 미친 속도.
It's no good.
말만 하지 말고 싸워 임마. 누구 때문에 고생하는데 씨.
Keep at it!
별로 한 것도 없구만. 오,
Well, I think it's safe to say the new arm works fine.
Agreed.
그건 왜 챙겨? 아니 그냥 평소에 달고 다니지 왜?
Taking it off.
응.
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels wrong. Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here. Something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The 10 be with you, Aloy.
굳이? 근데 평소에 끼고 다녀도 될 것 같은데. 지가 그렇게 했다니까 뭐 제가 뭐 할 말은 없는데 굳이 그럴 필요가 있나 싶긴 한데. 감정 분쇄기. 자, 끝났죠? 아예 이 퀘스트는 끝났어요. 어쨌든 뭐 보상은 뭐 그냥 둘째치고 그냥 팔 하나 만들어 줬다. 팔 하나 맹글어 줬다는 걸로 그냥 네, 위안을 삼고. 여기가 아닌가? 보관함 가서 리필 한 번만. 이 말고 내 진짜 보관함. 내 방이 어딘지 헷갈리네. 여기다. 이건 다 봤던 것들. 그 다음에 스킬 포인트가 있으니까 추진식 스파이크, 기계 원소 공격, 기계 체력, 뭐 어차피 다 찍을 거예요. 이제 헤파이스토스 회수하러 가볼까. 드론은 내가 다 했나? 다 연결했지?
Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct. But the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths. Two cores. Two overrides. What if the merge were carried out by two clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of two operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
말도 안 되게 줄어드는데?
Varl, it looks like
아니
we're
거의
gonna need
9분의
Beta
1로
Gemini.
줄어들잖아.
Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay.
왜 또? 점심 나가서 먹을 것 같아? 왜 그러지? Why? 문도 잠궈놨다만 아까 보니까.
Aloy. I tried, but it's impossible. I don't think anything will convince her to go.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. A slave. Forever.
나 지켜줄게.
Laurel and I will be at Gemini too. I'll protect you. As soon as we get Hephaestus, we'll come straight back here. The Zeniths aren't going to find us. You don't have to be afraid. No! You can't protect me. Nothing can protect me from them. I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them. It's hopeless. Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect? Beta, you don't have a defect. Beta, look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having a strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. You said you'd try to protect me. I believe you.
가지 말라고 하면 또 가.
But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand? Okay. Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
Aloy, whenever you're ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations for the mission.
이번 미션은 이제 시작하면 좀 오래 걸리거든요.
It's a drink,
이번
but
미션은
it's soft.
How is it soft?
다른 애들 사이드 서브 퀘스트 좀 하고 나서 할까? 사이드를 먼저 하고.
Bubbles in it?
Well, we can't.
Hey, I thought I'd check in before leaving for Gemini.
Are you sure we shouldn't be checking up on you? Whatever went on between you and Beta sounded intense. Not that I'm judging. Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time Mercer and I fought.
I think we'll be fine from now on.
I'm glad to hear it.
After we get Hephaestus, we'll be taking the fight to the Zeniths. So, no more reading.
It wasn't that bad. Not really. Besides, going through all that data helped me realize something. You know, the soldiers, the ones that fought the Pharaoh machines so Gaia could be built, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. Not with all the weapons in the world. I think most of them realized that, whether anyone said it or not. They still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working to save the future. Our future. As long as I can do that for you, I'll consider myself a success.
Thank you, Erend. I'm glad you're with me.
Okay, enough. I'm gonna get emotional.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means. And I'm not putting Varl anywhere near that stuff after that victory party in Meridian.
What about Catalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
둘이 잘 어울려 나름.
I should go.
약간 브로맨스가 있을
Same
것
here.
같아요.
I got a date with a cauldron to prepare for.
Aloy, everything okay with you and Beta? It sounded like you guys had a, lively conversation.
We just had a lot to talk about.
Does this mean she's coming with us to Gemini?
It does. I hope you're ready to rein in the most stubborn AI of all time.
That's what all this was for, wasn't it?
Hephaestus won't go down quietly.
Hephaestus is just a program that's lost its way. We are fighting for our survival. I can always call upon the goddess if you're nervous.
Funny.
Funny.
I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract the Zeniths.
It'll work. It has to.
Always optimistic, huh?
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right. You were right, you know, about keeping Rost's memories buried. I guess part of me thought he was holding me back, because he wanted me to be a Nora. But the truth is, he gave me a lot. And I took him for granted.
He was a good man. He raised you well.
Any last findings you want to share before leaving?
Not really. Though I've reached a decision.
Oh?
When we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora. Spread what I've learned.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time, I believe so.
If anyone can make it happen, it's you, Varl. What will you and Zoe do if you go back to the Embrace?
I hope she'll come with me. At least for a while. And I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this as well. We'll figure it out.
I know you will. How does everyone seem to you?
Anxious, but ready. I heard Catalo ask for Alva's help with his pulse generator. And I know he's been helping her with a few fighting techniques, just in case.
I hope they aren't needed.
Like I said, just in case.
Just in case.
I'm glad you're coming with me, Varl.
Sure there's no urge to run off alone in there somewhere?
No more running.
그래서 에일로이가 처음에 시작할 때는 막 바렐도 버리고 다니면서 되게 혼자서 독고다이로 활동했었는데 이제 든든한 동료들이 많이 생겼죠. 여기 알바, 조, 바를, 에렌드, 코탈로, 베타 6명인가? 든든해. 너 뭘 요구하니 나한테?
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. I was just studying the pulse generator schematics. The ones Gaia and Beta built. The craftsmanship is remarkable. Is everything all right? It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Not anymore. We just needed to talk some things through.
To understand one another is to embrace truth. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
뭔데?
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But We've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No, Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
이거는 근데 나중에 하자.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons.
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received some very, succinct combat advice from Kotalo. You know, in case the Zeniths show up.
What kind of advice?
He, told me to run.
For now. We'll even the odds soon enough. Anything new around here?
Kotalo showed me the schematics for his new arm. I recall reading about robotic limbs within the Legacy, but I never thought I'd see one in action. Technology like that would be treasured back home. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soldiers. But knowing the Imperial family, they would use it for different purposes. Their own.
Replacing body parts as they grow older. Like the Zeniths.
Exactly.
I should go. Make sure you talk to Gaia if you have any questions about the pulse generators.
May your path lead to truth.
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
나중에 하자. 나중에.
Hey, we'll be going after Hephaestus soon. You good with the plan?
I've already got the location of my assigned cauldron.
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a talk.
News travels fast.
It wasn't exactly a quiet conversation.
There were just things that needed to be said.
A healthy crop to those who clear the weeds between them, as the Utaru say.
You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from her ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about. I should go.
As soon as you intend to leave for Gemini,
You'll hear about it.
다 알게 될 거야. 끝날 때가 되면. 요 있네.
Rebel? Aloy, are you well?
Had a bit of an issue with Beta. It's better now, though.
Ah, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why not?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that. I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that. Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tenakth. I am always ready.
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best. I should go get ready.
I await your orders.
가기 전에 베타랑도 한번 또 대화를. 베타가 올라가는 방 옆에 있었네. 계속 보니까 계단 바로 옆에 있구나. 여기 있니?
Hey, I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
I am. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
So how goes setting up on the merge?
Guy and I have added a function that will display a holographic interface to visualize the data stream from Hephaestus. It should make expunging its malicious code a little more efficient.
That's great. Whatever we can do to cut down the merge time is going to increase our chance of success. Good work.
I'll continue to search for other ways to speed up the process. But whenever you're ready, I am too.
Alva's joined us. Have you two had a chance to talk?
She told me she's not allowed to access a lot of the data her people have. Similar to the restrictions I had in my training interface. I told her that if we succeed at Gemini, then once we return, I'll help her search for more ways to help her family. Even though Gaia will fix the biosphere, it'll take time for farmlands to fully recover. So, I want to help speed things up.
How so?
Bioengineering of more resilient plant strains, novel crop production methods, equipment upgrades. Something that might help in the short term.
I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
얘도 마음은 따뜻한 애인데 좀
So when you talk to the others, are you
트라우마가
calling them
있다고 해야
over
되나?
the focus?
No, they'll come down here to visit. Like Erend. He's funny. But loud. I wish I could show him the media portal and the data channel. I think he would like the sports hollows. There was one where two people would criticize each other before wrestling to see who was stronger. It was bizarre and violent, but I think Aaron would enjoy it.
Yeah, you're right. I bet he would. Talk to you later, Beta.
Bye, Aloy.
자, 가겠습니다. 빨리 진행하면 금방 끝나고요. 아마. 재민이로 가자. 잼민이 만나러 가자.
Hello again, Aloy. Hello, Aloy.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta, I guess you heard what happened.
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes, I believe so. Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini? Or we can continue our conversation, if you like.
How's all of us settling in?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to study the data in the archive. A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat and orderly. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll like that.
로봇 청소기에 관심을 가졌다는 거 아니에요?
When I set out to find a way to bring you back, I never thought we'd be here, like this. Among friends.
They have all come a long way with their improvised educations. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants, once the biosphere has been stabilized.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. As long as you're the one running the lessons. So, about Beta. I never really saw the difference between us, until now. She's been through so much. Completely alone.
You have both endured many hardships, different in almost every respect, yet equally remarkable. I like to think of you as two miracles, born of Elizabeth Sobek.
3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia. So our plan to capture Hephaestus. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that Hephaestus will not respond to your alpha clearance.
Which is why I got Ted Farrow's Omega clearance.
Correct. While you were gone, Beta constructed the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Hephaestus. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove Hephaestus's malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
Because the work will be split between you and Beta, it will take approximately 4.5 hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. Sounds like a plan.
옛세계의 발견.
So I, found Thebes. What do you think Ted would have done if his life extension treatments had worked?
It seems he convinced himself it was his duty to guide future humans. Given the tribal nature of new humans, and his ability to use Omega clearance on the terraforming system. I imagine he would have convinced one or more tribes to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Yep, glad that didn't happen.
현재 위치.
So what will happen to this place while we're at Gemini?
All systems within this facility will continue to operate. As Minerva will no longer be masking this location, the facility will be exposed to detection. Though without my presence, it is unlikely to attract attention.
Let's hope so. Aside from Gaia Prime and Thebes, there was one other underground facility that was sealed before the Pharaoh Plague reached it. Elysium. The place where Zero Dawn staff and their families went to live out their lives. Do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed to provide life support for 100 years. My data indicates the facility went offline well before then.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown. My connection to the facility was abruptly severed.
이제 가죠. 재민이로 가자.
Okay, people. It's time to head out.
I'll get everyone together.
여기서 꼈나? 여기서 꼈나?
All right, connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right?
In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator
아,
is
팔 왜 안
That
꼈어?
means they're working. I'm in position and mine is
의수
too.
만들어줬더니만
Mine
팔도 안
as well.
꼈네.
Okay, radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off. Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Imperative escape containment. Online countermeasures.
어우.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go.
Capture imminent. Initiating contingency 13F.
Wait, what's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
도망친다.
It's cracked.
Look!
Engage autonomous defenses.
machines are on their way. Get ready.
Here they come.
그다음 하나 먹고
Time to fight.
폭발함정 깔아놓고 베이모스
Stay back.
빵! 안 쏘지마. 나 쏘지마. 야, 각자 사는 거야 이거는. 인생 각자 사는 거야. 아, 쉬드. 부파. 아. 플라즈마.
It's really angry.
아! 넌 꺼져 이씨. 간다. 아! 죽어, 죽어. 까불어 이씨. 다음에 어디 있어요? 내가 도와줄게. 어차피 얘는 못 올라오지? 올라오냐? 여기. 앞. 아.
Aloy, need a hand over here. Throw it away from Beta.
차지. 아. 저기 이 패턴이 말도 안 돼 진짜. 맨날 근접하려고 하면 저 패턴 써. 근접이 뭘 할 수가 없어. 맨날 저 짓이야. 근접하려고 하면 바로 장판. 좀만 붙으면 바로 장판 깔아요. 죽어라. 죽어라.
That's all of them for now.
헷. 아이템 좀 먹고.
You two okay?
Still breathing.
Aloy, Hephaestus can't escape, but it must have fled deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here. I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime.
얘는 어디 갔지? 내가 어디?
Into my stash.
아 모르겠다. 베이머스 시체 어디 갔지? 아 여기구나. 자 다시 헤파이스토스 잡으러.
I gotta chase after Hephaestus. Force it out of wherever it's hiding. Make it retreat to the core.
먹을 걸 준다는 건 먹을 게 필요하다는 의미다. 아
No, you don't, Hephaestus. I'll find another way over.
뭐야 어디로 가? 뭔가 이쪽이 길인 것 같은데. 간다.
How to reach the other side?
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there's a huge power draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there.
어디야? 여기.
It's some kind of production chamber. Hephaestus is up to something, all right?
What kind of machine is it trying to build?
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down. I bet those metal carriers will lead me to where it's getting materials from.
플라즈마 받고 시작하자. 너 나오면 플라즈마 먹는다 바로. 아 여기 아직 아니구나. 아 아직 아니다.
I gotta find where Hephaestus is hiding. But there are a couple of ways I could go.
Materials ready.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Those machines are annoying.
지금 어디가? 여기는 길이 아니고. 네.
Aloy, I've managed to rewire most of the components in the core, but the energy processor's cracked. Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it.
Okay, let me think. What if you bypass the processor? Connect it to...
I think that could work.
I think it could.
Well.
I should be able to catch a ride on one of those metal carriers.
여기 잡고 가야겠네. 간다.
Just a little longer. Okay. How to drive Hephaestus out of here?
There should be a node you can override near the central platform.
Thanks. I should deal with these machines first.
안 가네. 차지. 플라즈마. 죽어. 아, 뭘 봐 임마. 한 마리 있나? 두 마리인가? 아, 뭐야. 앙!
Oh, great. The machine's on the way. Zeta! Hephaestus has locked me out of the node. Any ideas?
I'll see what I can do.
어. 아. 아, 가려워. 뭐 봐.
Machine's primed with plasma.
아, 좀 몰아놓고 때리지 마.
I can keep going.
아유. 야, 숨 좀 돌리고. 정말. 너 말이야, 너. 강전하겠습니다. 이거 강전 안되나? 이 안되네. 왜 안돼? 왜 안돼? 리프레셔 강전 안돼? 최상이라 그런가? 어디 갔음? 여기 하나 있고. 아 그리몬. 얘부터 자르자. 아니 컷. 너 아주 나를 호구로 봤구만. 호구로 봤구만. 내가 아주 우습구만. 잘 가요.
I tapped into the core's network hub. I managed to disrupt Hephaestus' control of the node. You should be able to override it now.
Nice. Thanks.
파밍은 못 참으니까 일단 이건 먹고. 아니 별 좋은 것도 하나도 안 주는구만. 그지 같은 놈들. 개똥밖에 안 주네.
Sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, I better not get comfortable.
다음은 직진? 누구 있어? 있으면 쏴버릴 거야.
Great. Just discovered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy, more machines keep coming. Please tell me you're getting close.
I'm working on it.
아 뭐해?
I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side too.
I guess Aaron's missing out.
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold this cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right. Or some luminous braiding.
Maybe you could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
I might be able to catch her on the rail. Get over the shield.
간다.
Alright. I need to draw Hephaestus out of here.
There should be another room to the right.
Got it. Fire's wasted on the fish.
붉은 놈 맞춰. 스파이크 스나우. 꺼져. 뭘 봐. 이씨. 아. 컷! 더 있니? 소리가 뭔가 더 있는 것 같아. 뭐야? 어딨어?
Oh, here we go again.
That doesn't sound good. I'll try to get your access
하엽이야?
back.
하얀 벨로백 어디죠? 벨로백 벨로백이 어딨어? 하얀 벨로백이니까 뭐 냉기 약점일 것 같긴 한데 벨로백이 어딨지? 여깄다. 하얀 벨로백 냉기 약점. 냉기는 있지. 냉기 터트리고 쏜다. 치명타 차지. 아 또 있어? 아 그만 나와. 넌 뭐야 또? 그만 나오라고. 야, 뛴다. 시끄러. 그렇지, 그만 나와 이제.
There. Node access restored. Now you can override it.
Work?
이제 그만 나와. 아, 숨 좀 쉬자. 자꾸 그만 좀 나와.
Emergency merge of pipeline GOTY.
조립실로 돌아가기.
Okay. This is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge back in the production chamber. Something big is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
Machine Hephaestus was building. It must have finished it.
여기는 뭐지?
Whatever it is. I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No, Beta. Just stay where you are, okay? Handling the machine's my job.
Okay. Be safe.
하나 먹고 가자. 큰 놈이랑 이제 또 싸울 거라.
Intruder targeted. Captured. Cauldron Tower. Infiltrated Cauldron. Yourself.
아, 이쪽인가?
Seized Cauldron. Violation. But no.
자, 준비를 하고. 일단 플라즈마 두 발 정밀로 받고 시작한다. 이중사로. 슬로터 스파이. 아, 한 번도 본 적이 없네. 아, 플라즈마가 잠깐만. 쏘지마. 약점 뭐라고? 냉기? 잠깐만. 아! 안 돼! 쏘지 마! 플라즈마 안 돼! 플라즈마 안 돼! 아! 못 막는다. 아니 차치를 하려면은 씨. 아 어디로 굴려요? 자 플라즈마 터짐. 플라즈마 터짐. 아 포션. 아, 저도 좀 때립시다. 좀 비키요. 비키세요. 아, 저건 어떻게 부셔야 돼, 저거? 개사기야 플라즈마. 너무 달라붙는다. 너 진짜 이럴래? 아 진짜 저거 저렇게 안 맞네.
There should be one more note to override.
Good. Stand by.
아, 이 허벅지에서 저 플라즈마 나오는 거 진짜 왜 이렇게 안 맞아? 에임이 똥이라서 안 맞아. 저거를 버스트 시켜가지고 꺼야 되는 것 같은데 더럽게 안 맞네요.
No more hiding, Hephaestus!
Retreat to the city core.
Got it! Hephaestus is back in the core!
Make sure it stays there.
어디로
I'm heading
가요?
back.
여기로 하면 되나?
And then we can start the merge.
Because of you, Beta. I'm glad you came along. And you, Laurel. We couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
네, 1회차를 보셨으면 아시겠지만 여기가 좀 슬픈 곳이죠. 슬픈 장면입니다. 슬픈 장면.
Aloy, the bypass is done.
The core is stable.
Hephaestus is 100% contained.
And we better get started with the merge.
It's all set up. Gaia, establish the link, please.
Done.
Okay, to complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus's malicious code. Carefully.
뜨개질 하세요?
Aloy! Look!
Well, hello, redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time.
아!
Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
잠깐 해치웠나?
Get behind me.
Come on, quit screwing around.
Now we're having fun, right?
차마 못 사.
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
I failed.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing? Stop her!
궁극기.
Can't even see her!
Beta. Varl.
저기가 어디지?
Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay.
아침 식사.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
뭔 소리야?
Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain. Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's leaded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning.
버그인가?
Van Vianen, done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
별로 안 궁금해요.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen.
아, 그때 버린 거구나, 그때. 아,
What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life.
도망칠 때 버렸던 거. 직전에 악성 코드에 감염돼가지고.
I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand, to be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Regala and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hikaru and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zenith?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hikaru.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
어떻게 만났는데요?
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, a touchy subject in those days, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step, an AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming, almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be, but her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel, a virtual place where we could speak in peace.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes, though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm, a safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
계속 듣다 보니까 조금씩 졸린데.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
너는 어때?
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
오케이.
First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tanakh survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
빨리 열어.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
뭐라고 하는 거야?
Then I think it can be done.
뭐라고 하는 거야?
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
I can do this all day.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tanakh. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring Silence to the table.
Not if. When. Errand, are you there?
어우, 대화 길었네.
Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
오, 여기가 어디야? 아유, 완전 끝이네. 오잉? 이 위에 뭐가 있나요? 뭐야? 음?
It'll be slow going if I use acid on it.
뭐지?
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
이 위는 뭐야? 이거 어떻게 올라가지? 띵동. 어두워요. 나니? 어떻게 올라가요, 저기? 어? 어? 여기. 여기도 밑이야? 뭐지? 금속꽃. 금속꽃이 어디 있는 거예요? 괜히 하고 싶네 이거. 어떻게 들어갔지? 굉장히 사소한 집착이긴 한데, 오, 킹 받네.
Wings holding up?
할 수 있다. 할 수 있다. 할 수 있다. 일단 나오면 다시 못 들어가는구나. 아, 뭐하니? 아, 자, 모르는 걸로. 뭐 이게 중요한 건 아니니까 쓸데없는 집착 잠깐 해봤고요. 돌아가기. 만렙 찍었네요. 레벨은 일단 50 딱 됐습니다. 다들 화나 있어 지금.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey, can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regala is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Katalo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regala's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So...
After we lost contact with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith, Eric...
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... at least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first... we're going to stop Regala.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me... a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regala's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
The rest of you, whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
조브랑 대화.
the snow.
Over here, Aloy. We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plain Song and further east to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises as certain as stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
기지에서 맨날
I never got to tell him.
열심히 생산 활동을 했구나.
To thank him for saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regala will never forget.
Before I forget, I watered those plants for you.
어디?
I just know they meant a lot to you.
자, 여기서 써닝 강제 전환.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing.
그래서 이제 써닝을 탈 수가 있습니다. 써닝을 드디어 강화할 건 없네요.
There are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
모일 때마다 한 번씩 챙기고. 그내 보관함. 아, 대형도 이미 충분히 많구나. 대형이나 쓰죠, 그러면. 대형. 터킹은 나중에. 터크 나중에. 그보다 급한 게 있거든.
Okay, I need to find a sunroom to override. Better head up the mountain.
자, 요것만 이번 미션만 하면은 사실 근데 끝이에요. 이제 거의 완전 막바지인데 요거까지만 하면은 이제 날아다닐 수가 있습니다. 참 아이러니하게도
Pack's full. I can get up for my good. There are sunrooms up here. We'll have to approach them quietly.
아이러니하게도 이제 편하게 갈 수 있을 때쯤이 되면 이제 게임이 끝나는 거죠. 간다.
This is it. I'm in the air.
배럴롤.
Whoa! Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans.
맵 밝히는 거 짱이죠. 그냥 지나가면 맵이 밝혀질 거야 아마.
I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tolnecs. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On it.
지나가면 돼 그냥. 미리 너무 고공비행하면은 저 위에 올라가기가 쉽지 않아서.
Now, how to land this thing? Made it. Just got over it.
이러면 이제 톨렉 올라가는 것도 너무 쉬워지고.
Okay, Tilda, I've overridden the Tolnec.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Come on.
Whoa! Get used to that.
단점이라면은 단점이라고 할 것 같지는 아니지만 이렇게 저공 비행을 하면은 얘네들도 안다는 거죠. 근처에 있으니까. 그래서 밑에 있던 애들이 공격하는 경우가 좀 잦을 겁니다. 아마도. 뻔히 보이잖아. 적당히 고공 비행하면서 이제 필요한 지점마다 이제 그 패러글라이딩으로 내려가는 게 낫죠.
There's the energy cell. Right on the Titan's back.
여기 있다.
Got the cell. Now onto the grove. Pulse from Tomek should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from the Horus I'll fly to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with Regala.
뭐 날개짓을 계속 하는지 하든 안 하든 뭐 별 차이는 없는 것 같은데. 이동 속도에는 뭐 별 차이는 없는 것 같아. 조금 느려지는 것 같기도 하고.
Alright, here we go.
Regala's inside. Akara will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here it goes.
간다. 사실상 EMP 같은 거죠, EMP. 무력화.
Is that? It's Aloy. She flies in the wings of the Ten. The tide has turned. Push through.
End of the line, Hakon. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
얘는 또 왜 의수 안 차?
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regala! Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
지도 맨날 타고 다녔으면서.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
They spotted me.
Leave no tails behind! We got blood! We got blood! Oh, you're weak!
오씨.
Do you have any?
어. 자, 여기서 기술에 근접 공격 위력 강화를 장착하겠습니다. 근접할 거니까. 그리고 뭐 어차피 스킬 포인트도 남으니까 뭐 여기나 뭐 다 찍던가. 뭐라도 찍어야죠. 하나밖에 없네.
That's how it's gonna be.
플라즈마 에바야. 플라즈마 화살이야. 속성 화살 내봐야. 이게 플레이어가 쓰는 기술을 거의 다 쓰는 거래 얘가.
Much better.
에임은 또 미쳤어. 에임이 미쳤어.
Are you here to play?
오. 근접으로 싸우자고.
This is where it ends.
Yeah, it is.
I will rise above.
뭐야? 이게 왜 플라즈마 올려?
Right, next idea.
터진다 플라즈마. 아니 뭐야? 플라즈마 킹 받네. 또 터진다. 아니, 사기꾼 정말. 이 사기꾼이 꼭 있어 항상.
You bring nothing but shame to your tribe.
너도 막아라. 너도 먹어봐. 플라즈마 너도 먹어라. 짜릿짜릿해. 플라즈마가.
Is this all you are? If you offered your blood, I'd spit it to the...
짜릿해. 어딨어? 어때? 어때 맛이?
Here I am again, on my knees before bootlets and cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the 10. You who challenged her. By our rights, you must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die.
원래 초회차 때는 제가 죽였거든요, 그냥. 근데 한번 이번에는 이걸로 해보죠.
I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
갑자기 이렇게 된다고?
Meet us at our stronghold.
어떻게 잘 되네, 이 양반.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
아, 동료로 받을 수가 있구나.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room. He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regala.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
Silence.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regala's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
고생했다. 아니 의수 달고 다니라고 만들어줬더니만 왜 안 써?
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regala gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this. Armor for the battle ahead. May it keep you safe.
뭔데? 전설급이야?
Thank you.
보나마나 보라색이겠지 뭐. 보라색 주겠지. 투기장 보상보다도 못한 보라색 주겠지.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tanakh for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tanakh army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late.
아이고 아까워라.
Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board. So head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
자 이제 기지로 돌아가면은 이제 곧 마지막 미션이 아마 시작이 될 겁니다. 그래서 그 전에 이제 뭐 사이드 퀘스트나 이런 것들 하지 않은 것들을 다음 에피소드에서 이어서 진행을 하도록 할게요.